Hi friends, it's Becky, and I just got my first companion, well, I'm not going to get more than one, but it's the companion bundle version 1 for the bargain bead box for August. That was the Peach Sorbet bargain bead box, and I'm just real quick going to pull this out of the bag and then give you all a minute to, if you don't want to be spoiled, put this video on pause or just save it for later until after you get yours or something like that. But if you want to see what's in it, stay tuned because we're going to open it up, we're going to look at the beads, and we're going to get it sorted into my 15 grid organizer. All right, now I'm going to assume that anybody who's still here wants to see what's in it. So we'll go ahead and get that opened. Now, Bead Box Bargains is the sister site for Bargain Bead Box. Bargain Bead Box is a monthly bead subscription program. It has the best value for money of all of the bead subscriptions, in my opinion, and it's really usually very well curated. And in addition to curating a bead box that goes out to like hundreds of subscribers every month, Lauren also sometimes will grab some of the beads in their shop and put together a bundle of beads and findings that can accompany and go with the bead box, that go with it really well. And this was the bargain bead box. It's the Peach Sorbet, and I've only made one thing with this so far. So now that I've got a companion bundle, I think I'm going to do another one of those videos where I make a set of jewelry with this box and I make a set of jewelry with this box, and we do it all at the same time, because that's a lot of fun and I really enjoy doing that, and I think y'all enjoy that as well. So we'll do that later, probably this weekend. But I'm going to open this up. We're going to take a look at what is in this bundle, the companion bundle, and we will sort it into the organizer. Now, the companion bundles are limited in quantity because there are not as many of them available as there are subscribers for Bargain Bead Box. They'll usually do multiple versions of them, and they'll spread that out over time. The first one that they did, they actually released earlier than they normally do them. And because they were trying out a way of having a spoiler photo on the listing so that if you wanted it to be a surprise, you could just add it to your cart without clicking through. But if you wanted to see what was in it, you could click through and see the full description, the list of everything that's in there. And I think that's really great because some of us love surprises. I love surprises. Some of us do not like surprises and would rather know exactly what they're paying for before they make that purchasing decision, which both of these are completely valid ways of living your life. And I'm glad that they came up with a way to meet the needs of two different types of person who may want some beautiful beads. Anyway, so they tried that out, and it was released pretty soon after the first people started posting their bargain bead boxes and what they had, and they announced it on the Bead Box Bargains Facebook group. And again, because it was a trial to see how it would work, it wasn't something I don't think that they announced. This is an extra. They always send a little freebie with your orders from Bead Box Bargains. And this is a free pendant that got sent with my order. And it looks like a little amethyst in a sun pendant. I really love this. I think it's really cool, actually. Thank you very much for that. But it's just one of those things. Sometimes there'll be spacers, sometimes there'll be findings, sometimes there'll be beads. It's just a little extra that they always add into your order when you do that. And these were things that were on the site that I just wanted to buy. They were extras. This Find 2676 were these butterfly charms or pendants, and then there were these shell flowers. That's PRL 530, and these numbers, if you look them up on the Bead Box Bargain sites, you'll be able to find whether these are still available or not to purchase if you wanted to get some too. And then we had these shell findings that have multiple points of connection, so they're like 3 into 1, so you could do like chandeliers or maybe a 3-strand necklace or something, and it's Find 2686. I just liked them. They have some really cool, unique findings usually on that site. But this is the bundle. So I am going to be showing you the bundle, and because it's limited quantity, some of the items that make up the bundle have sold out. Some of them are probably still available though. So when I go through this, I am going to show and speak out loud the number on these packages so that if there's something in here that you're like, oh, I really want to have some of those, I'm going to go see if they have any available. You can just look at that number, just write it down as we're going through them. But yeah, look at these. This is such a great accompaniment to this. We'll hold them up side by side when we actually get through to them. And I am going to get them sorted into my 15 grid organizer. It's one of my favorite ways of sorting my beads, but keeping them all together so that I can work with that box. All right, I'm going to go down my list, everything that has kit on it. I'm going to go ahead and just read out what it is because it will have it there. It also has this over here on the side. I'm going to skip over the things that I bought separately, but this is pretty fun. Now they will probably do a version 2, maybe version 3, and if it's really, really popular, a version 4. I've seen them do version 4 before for the very popular bundles. So if you want to get notified when they do the bundle, sign up for emails and join the Facebook group, because that is the best way to find out about it. And because they are limited quantity, if you have it in your budget, I would go ahead and purchase it when you see it listed. All right, so the first one is a 3-gram bag of Preciosa crystal faceted bicone beads. Where are my bicones? Is this one it? Light Colorado Topaz. It is. It is Chris 0458. And let me get my little ladybug dish so we can take a look at the color of these crystals. A little bit clearer than... That is sticking to my fingers. Static. Look at these light topaz colors. That is beautiful. I love that color. This is going to be a great addition so far. Starting off strong. And then we've got 6x4 crystal rondelle beads in pink opal champagne. Is that what this one is? It is. And it's this Chris 3551. Let's hold it up on the dish. Oh, they're multicolored. So it's part of it is this champagne color and the other is this pink opal. This is super fun. My least favorite stringing material is this this really fine wire. Sometimes I can get away with unstringing it without getting poked in my finger. On those days, I consider it a win. So we're going to see if today is one of those days. And you know what? The beads are going everywhere. But so far, knock on wood, have not got poked with it yet. It's a very sharp wire and very pokey when it goes in the wrong angle. But, you know, if I'm careful, I can usually avoid it. And it looks like I was careful enough today. So far, so good. We are still winning. We are still winning. But I love those. That's great. It's got the pink and the brown. It's just such a great bridge between different tones, I think. All right, then we've got a 13-inch strand of 4x3mm crystal faceted semi-round beads in opaque lime green, and that's this one right here. It is Chris 3572. Let's open this one up. There we go, our opaque lime green. And I'm just tipping it from side to side so you can see the glittering of the faceting. I love when things get sparkly like that. It's one of my favorite things. Sparkly lines. And like, you know, it's lime green, but it also is, it says avocado to me a lot too. I'm getting it unstrung onto my mat because I think that is going to work better for me than trying to get them into the spot on that organizer right off the bat. Because I can always scoop them up from here and stick them right in. I'm not sure where I put my bead scoop, but that's okay because I got fingers. My fingers are working just fine today. And then we've got some Czech pressed glass maple leaves. I love maple leaves. This is olivine with gold luster, and the product number for that is CZ6595. Let's take a look at this color. This is more of a peridot color, that olivine. Like a green gold almost. Let's get that one right back there. It's nice to have like light pinks and peaches with that green contrast that gives it, you know, maybe a little pop of that extra color. We had that green, this light green that came in the bargain bead box, so I'm glad that we're carrying on with more light green in the companion bundle. All right, skipping over to the next round, we've got Czech pressed glass Druk round beads, Rosaline luster, and they are 8mm. I think that's this one right here, because that's that Rosaline color. It's one of my favorite. And the number is 6680, not 0899, which is what it looked like when it was upside down. But if you look at it the right way up, I love this Rosaline color because it screams peach to me. It is a very peach kind of color, this light, kind of dusty yet orangey pink. And I actually got, because they had a lot of seed beads on the Bead Box Bargains site, I actually got a lot of several, you know, a couple packets of seed beads in that Rosaline color. And I think I'm going to pull those out of my stash and use them along with these other things, maybe as little spacers. I don't know. We'll see how I feel about that. And maybe I have enough beads though, just in the bundle, and I don't need to add the seed beads. We'll see. I'll make my plans, and then we'll do our video where we're making things with it. Right now, let's just take a look at the beads. All right, next we've got some 8mm direct beads white opal with topaz pink luster. I think that is this one right here, this 6683. Oh, for pretty. That's an interesting color. It has a lot of dimension. And I'm wondering if I should do a roommate situation with this one and this one. They're two different colors, but they're the same size and shape. And I think they might go really well together. Also because there are a bunch of beads and I'm not sure they'll all fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this to the side and I will put it in here after I've got everything else sorted. We'll figure out where it's going to go based on that. I'm just going to set them over here to the side for that. I'm just going down this list and I want to make sure that we have room for everybody in here. All right, then we've got some 24 karat gold plated stainless steel lever back ear wires. So where are we? Findings. There we go, ear wires. And the lever back ear wires are ones that I sometimes have difficulty putting them on my ears, but they're very secure once they're in your ears. And one of the reasons why I sometimes make my own ear wires is because when I'm being active, sometimes commercial ear wires will just slip right out of my ears. But with the lever back, I don't have that problem. So it's either a struggle putting them on or earrings slipping out of my ears. But it is nice to have them. And I like to put my findings and things right up here in the front, so they're going to go right up there. All right. And did I say out loud? I did not. It's ear 109. I showed it, but I didn't say it out loud. And not everybody can see things on the screen, so sometimes it's nice to just say it out loud. So if you are visually impaired, you can still hear what I'm doing. It's one of the reasons I try to describe some of the things that we're looking at. And then we've got a maple leaf pendant. It's golden. There are two of them. And they are 30 by 37mm. Here is both sides. It is curved. And I'm just kind of moving it around so you can see the light reflecting off of it. They are very detailed with like the veining and the way that they're curved. I think probably I'm going to stick these guys in here. And we're going to save some of the room for other findings. If there are other pendants or things, I might stick them in here with this. And then other findings like clasps or things can go in there. All right, then we've got some 18 karat gold plated brass 5-flower articulated links. These are really cool. You know, we got links similar to this in a bargain bead box, I think last year. And like every time they restocked them, they sold out because they're such fun links. Okay, there's 2 of these, and because they're articulated, so they move around. And they're just such a fun way of adding some wow to your jewelry without you having to do anything, you know? And I'm 100% going to use these in the project that I do with y'all this weekend. These are super pretty, super fantastic. Let's hold up that number here. It's Find 1986. All right, and I'm going to stick these in here with that so they can be roommates. Have a fun time. All right, then we've got an 8mm pink aventurine round gemstone bead strand, and that is the Gems 5171. I love pink aventurine. I think aventurine, like the green aventurine and pink aventurine, both of those are like just some of my favorite gemstones. So you've got all sorts of different colors of this, where you've got like the white, you've got some very, very light peach colors, you've got some darker, almost orange peach, then you've got like a little bit of a dusty pink, and then you've got like the darker, almost brown colors. And it's just a nice wide range of colors that give you a lot of visual interest. And I'm going to open this up because this is a long strand. It is a 15-inch strand, and these are kind of larger beads. They're the 8mm. It might not all fit in one segment of my organizer. So if that's the case, and I'm going to try it out first with that all-in-one. And if I need a little extra room real quick, I can just pull out this divider and have it expand over multiple sections. And you know what, I am going to need, because I still have beads and that part is full, so sometimes it will all fit in there. Like if it was a shorter strand, it would all fit without me having to do that, but 15 inches with 8mm is going to need the extra room. All right, and then we've got another 15-inch strand. This one is 5mm multi-moonstone faceted round beads, and that's this one. It's 5416. Let's take a look at these. They are faceted rounds, and these have more peachy tones, but then we've also got some grays in there, in addition to like the pinks and the peachy. It's instead of the white and then peach, it's grays and then peach. But I'm just going to give it a little wiggle for the light to dance on those facets. Alright, and I'm going to just wrap this around my finger real quick and stick it in here, because often with these the thread strands, they're a little bit easier to work from than just letting it all out if I just pull out the strand. So it curls up nicely in here, so it's totally fine there like that. I've got 5 spots left, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more things to look at, so we're definitely going to be buddying up on a couple of these, but then, you know, we'll have room for everything. Everything will fit in here. It'll work out. It'll be great. All right, you've got a 5-gram bag of 4mm pressed glass Druck beads. These are alabaster red luster, and it is CZ0419. It's these guys right here. I'm going to put a couple of these into my ladybug dish so we can take a look at them. Whoop! I said a couple, but the whole thing came out. So here's all of them. Isn't that a pretty, pretty color? This reminds me a little bit of Pink Rhodonite as a color for that. But that's super pretty color. I like the dusty pinks. They're doing it for me lately. I love this. I'm so glad that I went ahead and jumped in with both feet and got that when I saw that notification. They will be doing other ones. I'm only getting this one because they have a limited amount and I don't want to buy 2 of them so somebody else misses out. So when they do have the other ones, your bundles may be completely different from mine. And if that's the case, I hope that they have some really fun things. And sometimes the second bundle or even the third is nicer than the first one. Like, there have been times when I get the first bundle and then like the version 3, I'm like, oh, I wish I'd gotten that one instead. But you know what? I'm still happy with the bundles that I get. So no, nothing like that. So then we've got another 5 grand bag of the pressed glass Drux. They are almond silk and white swirl 0567. Ooh. And these swirl beads give you a lot of dimension in them. You know, do I put them in there with that one? Maybe. Or maybe we just go over here. Because I have a feeling I'm going to need some space for these pearls over here. And I'm going to be putting some of the other findings maybe in here. So we're gonna figure out where some of these go in a minute. I am moving on to the next page on my list. Alright, so next we've got a 5 gram bag of 8x6mm check fire polish glass faceted drop beads. These are pink opal Picasso, and the product number for that is 0683. It is CZ0683. Hold on, buddies. And it looks like with these, part of it has that matte coat, that matte finish on the bottoms, but then these faceted parts have more of a shine. These are super fun, and I'm going to put these guys in here with my bicones because they're similar-ish colors but different shapes, and that way when I'm looking at it I can see the bicones amongst them, but I can also see them while I'm making decisions as to what beads I want to use. Then I've got a 16-inch strand. It's this one. It's 6mm shell pearl. They're lab created pearls. So they are not glass pearls, but they also aren't acrylic. They're lab created. And they are white. You can see how light they are next to that dish. And this thread strand, it's on there a little tight, so it's not going to curl up nicely. So I am going to cut this and get this on here. It is a 16-inch strand of these, so we're going to just lay that down and put these into this whole section on its own. Oh, super pretty. It's going to make such a great addition to all of this. All right, I've got one more section, so I've got more things that I can put in here as well. Next, we've got the nickel-free round spacers. These are gold, and they are SPC 1569. I'll stick them right in there. And then a magnetic flower clasp. It is gold. It is 19 by 12 millimeters. And I'm going to stick it in here with these other findings. And it doesn't slide. It's got that slide-proof little nubbin down here. So the best way to get them apart is just to tip it on that. But that's really pretty for your findings. All right, so now I need to figure out where I want to put these guys. Whoop. And I think I do want to mix them in with my Rosaline ones, just because I've got, like, these ones, they're like a mix of different colors, and these ones are a mix of different colors. And so I think that this will give me more of that mix of different colors to have these ducks in there. Like right next to each other maybe, or just a little section of these and a little section of that, maybe in a bracelet. Those would be super cute, super fantastic. So this is the full version 1 companion bundle for the Peach Sorbet bargain bead box from Bead Box Bargains. And here it is next to the actual bargain bead box. You can see what a great match they make. And like I said, this was just version 1. They will most likely be doing a version 2, possibly a version 3, and if it's super popular, a version 4. Because it's something that they like to do, and it makes so much more, it adds more value to your subscription box if you can have that option to purchase some additional beads that will go with it. So I will do a tutorial probably Saturday with both of these. We'll do a set of jewelry, a necklace, a bracelet, and some earrings, and I will use this one for one set and I will use this one for the next set, and we'll just make them together, and I think that will be a fun time. Stay tuned for that. I will put links in the description to the Bead Box Bargains website where you can find these bundles, and if you're not signed up to get notified when the bundles go for sale, go ahead and sign up for the newsletter on that. And you'll also, I'll put a link to their Facebook group, which is also where they do the announcements for these. Like I said, it sold out probably the same day it was listed, but they will be listing more. And it's a good idea to, if it is within your budget, to pay attention to when they do that and go ahead and shop for it when it gets listed. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a fantastic week, and I will talk with you later. Happy beading!